Hey folks, so before I get into this guy, so yesterday was our sixth show. I have a lot of trouble saying certain words that I shouldn't. Sixth show, Newburgh Toy Show. I do it locally, obviously, with me and a few friends. And I got this figure there because one of the vendors who I'm cool with, we worked out a deal, kind of like a trade, and I'm so curious about this line. And I'm so worried because Super 7 tends to disappoint me. I wanted that Andre the Giant so bad because I love Andre, and it sucks. It's the paint job or something. That head, I saw it in hand. It's awful. If I see it on clearance around November for 17 bucks, I'll probably get it. So Super 7 is so up and down. So this was at the show. I had to at least get one. But let me talk about the show. And this channel isn't like some life advice channel. So this is more of like a vent. You know, we've had 6 shows. And it wasn't even the fact that our expectations for how many people we thought would come based off our previous shows was a lot lower. I'm not disappointed in that. You can't always have 1,000 people come to your show, or even 700, which would have been nice. And you can't always have that, because if you could predict success, we'd all be millionaires. It's fine. We're gonna keep plugging away. We're gonna keep doing them. It was still fun. I still had a fun time. I still saw smiles on faces. There's no sour grapes there. There is, though, however, you know, there's a saying, you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Sometimes you don't know who your enemies are. And I'm not saying I have enemies. I don't have enemies. I'm a grown man who just goes to work every day. But I've been working my job for 5 years. You know, no one showed up for my job. And not that you have to have friends at your job, but you'd like to think, like, a lot of them have kids. It's just strange to me. It's like, I take that shit kind of personal. Like, if you have kids, and most kids are into some type of video games, comic books, Funko Pops, Marvel Legends, your kid's going to be into something. There's people that have come to this show that I just met like a year ago. I don't know, it's our 6th show. Some people that I just expected to come by now should have come by now. And I don't know, man. That shit hurts. I'm not gonna lie. Just food for thought. There might be people in your life who, if they're right there and you don't know where you stand with them, sometimes something will happen where you know where you stand with them. And I kind of know where I stand with a bunch of people now. And it is what it is. Let's get on to the fun stuff. You know, I thought I was gonna hate this thing, and I don't. And that scares me because I'm not one of the people that could wait for a sale. And I know these things will hit halfway. They're too expensive. Everything Super 7 makes is too expensive. From reaction to their ultimates, which just means extra hands, which we will talk about that. You guys we're all getting fooled by the term ultimates. If that shit don't come with 2 heads, it ain't ultimate. If it doesn't come with, I don't know. I think that's the barometer. It shouldn't be 6 sets of hands. Like, what's the difference between a grab hand and a finger trigger hand? I mean, it's stupid. People get on McFarlane for everything having a finger trigger hand. I can kind of hide that when they hold a batarang. It looks like it's doing the same thing. A grabby hand and a finger trigger hand. I don't know. I can master. We gotta close that door. We're gonna get locked and loaded. We're gonna close the door early, folks. Door has to be shut. I always try to keep it open. Now the thing is, the speed limit on my road is like 15 miles per hour, so there shouldn't be cars whizzing by at 80. Oh man, some figures fell back here. All right, we're gonna get into this. Let me get out of this. What the hell was I even talking about? Let's get on to the figures. So I chose Snake Eyes. For one, you get Timber. It's kind of a 2-for-1. You know, this same company will pack in Timber, but they're also going to charge us $55 for Snarf, who has to be the same size if you put him that way. You know, and I'm a Snake Eyes person. and I was on the fence. I was either going to be Cobra Commander or Snake Eyes if I was only going to have one of these. And this, unless they go on a deep sale, probably will be the only one I get. But I don't know. It's kind of growing on me. I knew it wasn't going to have double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. It's a tall, glorified reaction figure, but we never have seen G.I. Joe in the cartoon colors. And there's something quirky and cool about it. I think maybe because he's so simple and so goofy with like the purple and blue. Maybe if it was Cobra Commander, maybe I'd be disappointed because I love my classified one. Maybe if it was Duke, I'd be disappointed. But what I have in front of me, the figure, I'm disappointed in Timber. That thing is trash. I like this figure. I like what's going on here. I think it looks cool. I think it jumps right out of the cartoon. I think Super 7 still would have been wiser to make them 6 inches or make them... They don't even scale well with... See, the I don't have any anymore. I sold them. The Super 7 Ninja Turtles are massive compared to this. So, I don't know. Well, look good with Toon NECA Turtles? Probably, because they're much taller. But then he's so much taller than Casey Jones. I don't know. I guess you don't have to stand things next to one another. I used that argument for McFarlane with their 7-inch line. So, I guess you could stand these off their own. I like what's going on here, though. I really do. I think it's charming. I think it's fun. I think Timber's goofy, though. He has one leg. It's meant to look like he's walking at you, but it's like a flat. It makes him look flat. Where if you just look at it from comparing apples to apples, you know, the one from Hasbro is just a beast. It's so articulated. I can get this thing to lay down. You know, you can't do that with this one. It's really, it's odd. And this comes with 2 heads. You know, the idea of something being ultimate, you know, it comes with the canister from the episode, you know, I think he get lost in the snow. Is that how you met Timber and Timber found him? I got to go back and watch those old episodes. He comes with all these sets of hands that I'm telling you, like, there's a left hand trigger hand and a right hand trigger hand. You know, I guess if you're going to hold 2 guns. And there's a fist hand, which is cool. But there's one to grab this canister, maybe? This is a big grabby hand, and this is a smaller grabby hand. It's just too... If you're going to pump up the price and call it an ultimate because of extra sets of hands, that's a scam. I'm sorry. People like me, if I could put this walkie-talkie in this same hand. This canister, he's not going to hold this canister. It's too heavy. It doesn't fit in there. Pointless. I don't know. That's an argument for a different day. Point is, I don't hate this thing. I like the backpack. I think it's the same one that probably comes with their Duke. I don't know. It is what it is. I really thought I was going to hate this thing, and I was going to throw it. You know, it was an impulse. The show was ending. My friend said he'd do a trade at the show. I was like, you know, if I hate this thing, I'll just sell it on eBay. I don't hate it. I don't at all. I think it's kind of nifty. So, total gain. If you're on the fence and you love Storm Shadow. Most of us like the ninjas, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. You know, I really thought I was going to get Cobra Commander. I will say this. If you're on the fence about Cobra Commander, based off what I'm seeing in hand with this, I don't think you'll hate it. As long as you don't expect any nutty poses. But Cobra Commander kind of just did the old stand there and reach out into the air thing. So, I don't know. That's a gain. I like it. It is what it is. My friend E found this at Target. Every time I go to Target, I see air. Nothing from anyone. But he found me Ant-Man, and I love classic suited characters. And Marvel. See, in DC, I don't care about zany stuff because I grew up more of a Marvel fan. I love the way how chromy the paint job is on that helmet. I love goofy antennas. You know, like Robot Monster. If anyone knows what that is. I really like this head sculpt. I know he's $27, which is steep. He also came with an extra set of hands, but I know people wanted an unmasked head or a tiny Ant-Man. You can get that with the Wasp, though. And that figure isn't that expensive. I love this. He's going to look great on my Avengers shelf. All I need is that Hawkeye. And I have the whole Avengers team that I care about. And I'll be set. I'm looking forward to that Hawkeye. I don't have the retro card one. So, these were my, well, one was brought to me at the toy show. This was bought at my toy show that I do with friends. Our toy show, the Newburgh Toy Show. I'm really digging this thing. And I don't like that because these things are too expensive. But it is what it is. Please like, subscribe. I really thought I was going to shit on this thing. I thought the headline was going to be, is Super 7 the worst toy company in the industry? And I can't say that right now. I can't say that when I'm happy about a purchase. Now, is the price point the worst in the industry? Sure. I would say yes. Is this worth $60? Hell no. Hell no. Not especially when you can get the same thing, different, color scheme, 1 inch less. No one likes 1 inch less. We all wish we had more inches, but for $35-40, this is $60. But if you love that retro look and if you grew up loving the cartoon, I would say, why not? Have fun. Go nuts. Economy's about to crash. You may as well spend your money and have some fun out there before we all go. Kind of a dour show today. I'm still upset about yesterday. I don't know. So, if you could cheer me up with a like or subscribe, I'd appreciate you. Till next time, I'm getting something else this week. I forget. I might take a Tyke. What am I, freaking Australia I might take a trip to Jersey and pick up something else I was on the fence about. And I'm not going to reveal that because if I don't get it, I'll look like a fool. Take care. Have fun.